Hello and welcome again to the class. You're going to, just warn you, you're going to need a belt. If you haven't got a proper yoga belt, just any belt will do. One block at least, a chair briefly, and the wall if you've got a bit of wall available or not. So you can start to lie down now in your comfortable position with your feet on the mat and closing your eyes. We're going to do quite a lot of standing postures today, well mostly standing postures because we didn't do many last week, did we? So, are you comfortable? Closing your eyes, being aware of your breath and how it feels. Is it a reflection of how you feel today? Just watching the breath. Starting to make the breath a little deeper. Being aware of what happens within the body now, in the chest, the tummy maybe, the rib cage. And being aware of the pause between the breaths, and imagining a wave just coming in and gently going out. But there's always that one pause of a heartbeat as it changes. But still a flowing breath. Focusing more on the exhalation now, a longer exhalation, and then your body will tell you when to inhale again. Just focusing on the pause when nothing happens. Another 5 breaths like that. Really letting go into that exhalation. Being aware of the pause and inhalating again. Finished, just back to normal breathing. And have a bit of a stretch out of your legs and arms. And then coming carefully up and getting ready for some float. Standing in a good Tadasana. Now, how strongly and how tall can you stand? Hands in Namaste, and breastbone, and breathe in, stretch up and back, breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down, resembling the right foot back, knee down, look up, retain into plank, breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down, breathe in into cobra, out into dog, and breathe in, step forward with the right, breathe out, left one forward, breathe in, stretch up and back, hands into namaste, breathe in, stretch up and back, breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down, breathe in, bring the left foot back, knee down, look up, tail into plank, breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down, breathe in into cobra, out into dog, breathe in, big step forward with the left, breathe out right, breathe in, stretch up and back, hands into namaste, breathe in, stretch up, back a little bit more, breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down, breathe in, bring the right foot back, knee down, look up, retain into plank, breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down, breathe in into cobra, elbows here, out into dog, breathe in, step forward, left, right, breathe out left, breathe in, stretch up and back, hands into namaste, and breathe in, stretch up and back, a little bit more, breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down, breathe in, bring the left foot back, knee down, look up, take it to plank, breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down, breathe in into cobra, out into dog, breathe in, step forward left, breathe out right, breathe in, stretch up and back, hands into namaste. Now, we're going to need the belt. So, you need to make a loop in your belt, a lot bigger than your hips, and stand in and bring it up. So I'll let you sort out your loop. Now it's going to go around quite low in the pelvis. So have the belt in front there so you can pull it tight. Okay. It's going to go quite low, and because it's going to be where the top of the femur, the thigh, and the ball and socket joint joins the pelvis and the hips. Okay, so you'll know it's right. So you need when you bend your knees, it's in that hip crease there, and it's about in the middle of the pubic bone here. So you want it quite tight. And feel that it's even on both hips, and it's not sagging too much. It will be around your bottom here, and it does actually feel quite nice, quite secure. So we're going to do our standing postures with this on, because this is really good for the hips. So it's really good to have that awareness. Okay, so we're going to do Tadasana and have a block. Ready? We're going to lift the block. Don't trip over this bit. You can tuck it in, but sometimes that can get a bit messy as well, so just be careful you don't trip over it. And stretch the block up, feet together, evenly together, feet together, the legs together, the blocks above your head, you're breathing. And how far can you reach up without lifting the shoulders? And just make you feel nice and stable, doesn't it? Okay, can you put the block on top of your head now and still feel stable? So, let's get your head in the right place, hopefully. Your arms down strongly, the legs feeling stable and strong. And then you can squeeze your bottom a little bit and try and move it away from the belt. And then you can tilt the pelvis slightly forward. You won't see hardly any movement here. So it's a very, very subtle movement, and it does make you feel nice and stable. So you could kind of walk around with the block on, I'm sure. You can walk a little bit on the mat if you want to, and do that meditating walk. Okay, and it feels really nice and strong, doesn't it? And you can lift back up again and have another stretch up, lengthening out of the hips, and then from the hips down, very stable. Bringing the block up higher, might get your arms up a bit higher. How does the neck feel? And then coming down. Okay, we're going to do tree posture now, but against the wall. So that we can get the position of the leg right without having to worry about the balance of it. So just lightly, the bottom should be against the wall, maybe your shoulder blade slightly. So in a good Tadasana, then we're going to lift up the left foot, bring it as high as you can, and then this remains even, doesn't it? So, and it really keeps the hips from doing anything you shouldn't. Okay, and then you can focus on keeping this knee back, keeping the other hip back. You might want to, if you've got the block handy, also raise the arms again, up and back towards the wall. Again, it gives a nice sort of open feeling of the upper body. You can adjust the knee more because you don't have to worry about balancing so much. And very strong on the standing leg, and it keeps the hips nice and compact here. And to change legs. Getting a nice Tadasana, standing nice and tall, and then bringing the right foot up as high as you can, with the foot going straight down, the knee back, the opposite hip back, and you should feel sort of evenly on your bottom, the feeling of your bottom against the wall quite evenly, hopefully. Then you're going to stretch up. Make sure the head, you should be looking straight forward, not lifting the chin or dropping the head. The shoulders away from your ears. You might want to put the block down and have your hands in namaste, lifting the breastbone here, pressing together, and then focusing again on keeping this knee going back and down, this nice angle here. So it's quite a nice feel of the whole stability of it, I think. Okay, and then release from there, a little bit more forward, go back to your nice standing posture, and then we can come forward, bring the feet apart. Then we'll come forward into an Uttanasana. I come right the way forward, now over here, because I want to bring the arms back as well. So have your block, have the feet at least 6 widths apart, bring the block behind you. Okay, standing nice and tall. Back just a little bit, so I'm going over that way. Okay, arms down. And breathing in, breathing out. As you go forward, bringing the arms up and back, have the block the width ways. You can have it this way, but it's harder. And releasing there. Shoulders away from your ears, of course. And releasing it down. Make sure the shoulders aren't up by your ears. And then to come up, press back with the block, extend forward with the body, then bring the block down. So there. Okay, so we will be using the block quite a bit. Let's do Trikonasana and have the block on the right hand side. You can have it up that way. So not the tall way, this way. And into Trikonasana. Okay, nice and wide. Left toes in a little bit, right toes out. So you can bring this block behind the leg now here. It's facing the front. Extending the arms. Breathe in, breathing out. Stretch over to the right. Lengthen the right side. Up. Stretch over to the right again and down. Hand on the block. Bring it back so it's behind the lower calf. Then turn the chest. Then lift the arm. You might want to bring the block back a little bit. See where it's comfortable. And then and then breathing in, come up. Drop the other side. And the other one. So I think it's quite nice to feel that stability here. I can always make it a bit tighter, as tight as you can. And then the right toes in a little bit, left toes completely out, hips to the front as much as you can. Take the arms nice and straight and stay back. Lengthen the left side a bit, stretch a little bit over. Lengthen again and stretch over as far as you can. And the block behind your calf here. Turn the chest to the front, float this arm up, keep the head back, breathe. And breathe in and come up. Bring the feet to the front, block in front. And we'll do the wide leg windmill where we bring one arm down, one arm up. So I'm going to bring it a little bit forward. See how you go. So feet nice and wide again apart. Are they facing forwards? Okay, so from here, so you know where to bend from here when you bend forward. Breathe in, breathing out, just extending forward halfway. And then you may or may not need the block. If you can put the fingers down, and that's okay for you, you can do it that way, or if you can sort of come up a little bit with the block there, or up a little bit more if you need to. Okay, so the fingers in front, not too far forward, and then but right in the middle. Then start to turn and stretch the opposite arm up. So it's right hand down, right arm up, turning, and just facing the left side. Breathing, and then come down, hands on your hips, extend forward, bring that hand forward. Stretch the right one up, try and turn the body, but keep the back straight all the time. Breathe and down. Then you can use the block to come up just a little bit, or just use the fingertips. Look straight forward, smile. And then strong legs, breathe in and come up. And then bring the feet in to Tadasana. Feet just a little bit apart, just have a little wiggle out. And then we're going to do Warrior 2. Have that block ready. Again, very, very wide as you can. Keep facing forwards. And the left one in, right one out.
20 minutes.
Okay, then we're going to bend this knee, but we're not going over to the right arm. We're trying to keep the body centred, and I think this helps having the belt there, because I think this keeps, because you're stable here, I think it helps to keep it centred, keep yourself centred. So keep the knee back, try and get some sort of right angle, or almost a right angle is fine. And then stretch. And lengthen, put it up. Tummy in and up. Shoulders down. Head nicely, comfortably centred. Have a look at what the arms are doing. Sometimes they want to do their own thing when you're not looking. And then you look across at the right arm without, and trying not to veer over to the right. And breathe in and come up. If we can keep the arms up. Turn the feet the other way. Keep the body centred. Bend to the left knee now. Have a look, see what's going on. You need to bring it back. But keep that body from going over to the left. Keep centred. Arms strong. Holding it there. And then actually keep that right arm back and look across at the left hand, but don't stretch to the left. And keep that right leg straight. Sometimes that releases a bit while we're concentrating. I can feel mine going. Breathe in and come up. I'll come in. And then back to Tadasana. Take a couple of breaths. Now we're going to do Warrior One, but we're going to keep our back heel up. Okay, so Tadasana, feet at the back of your mat, and coming forward, big step forward with the right leg, and then the left toes will come out a little bit first. Try and edge a little bit more forward so you're quite wide. Then start to bend the knee, lift the back heel off, and then turn the toes to face, the back toes to face forwards. Okay, it might get you a bit unbalanced, but in the end it'll be fine. And then you try and get that right angle with the leg, and stretch it up, and really stretch that back leg. Stretch the fingers as well when you stretch up. And make sure you're fully on your front foot. And be aware of your footprint. And then you may be feeling you can look up. You're fairly stable. Breathing. And come down and change the legs. So, left foot forward. I'm a bit uneven. Left foot forward. To the front. Edge a little bit more forward if you can. Then start to bend the left knee. Make sure it's staying where it should. It's not going over to the side or anything, or over the foot. Then turn that back foot so the heel is up and the toes are facing forwards. Draw up a little bit. Stretch the arms up. Now really work the back leg. Spread all the toes on both feet. Spread the fingers up, and if you're feeling stable you can look up breathe. Feel those nice stable hips. Strong arms. And forward and step down, have a little wiggle out. We're going to do a little back stretch with the back of the chair, or you could use the wall. Okay, and just have a back stretch from there. So just walking back. Make sure your heels are in line with your bottom as much as you can. Extending forward with the arms, with the palms of your hands on the back of the chair. Then you can stretch the fingers. Or if you're at all, you have to come up. And lengthening for that nice stretch at the back. And bring your feet in a little bit, and we can go into warrior 3, can't we? Now, try and keep that hip down, but not too far down. The arms in line with your ears, fingers stretching. Nice and straight, hopefully. And then change. Pay attention to the left hip as you stretch the left leg back. Keep the arms strong and even. Stretch the heel back, the toes are down. Try and be aware of what's happened to the hip. Is it too high or too low, that left hip? Are you breathing? Where are you looking? Should be straight down. You've got your ears in line with your arms. So you get a nice length of the back, including the back of the neck. And then come down and walk in. Just a little wiggle. And now, you can take the belt off. And of course, I'll be struggling to get it off now, so it's quite tight. So just slip that out. And then we can put our legs up, can't we, after on this just standing. Okay, so you can have your legs up the wall, up the chair, or just lying down, putting your feet up. It's up to you. Make sure you're in close to the wall or chair. Legs are out to the sides a little bit, opening the chest. Head is centered. Stretch the heels away. Just hold it there. Releasing the torso down into the earth, the legs up. Can you bring your toes towards you and imagine if you were walking on the ceiling where your feet would be. Wiggle, and then point your toes slightly, and then go somewhere in the middle with relaxed legs. The hips heavy, so if you need to bend your knees a bit, that's quite nice to start to bend your knees. So let's come down, down, down. Then go into Baddha there. With your lower arms just pressing the thighs back a little bit, keeping your shoulders down, your shoulder blades down on the mat. A little bit lower, that's fine. And the heels probably come apart, you can bring them together, or you need to be comfortable if it's whatever you've got behind you. have a little stretch wide so you can hold your big toes if you like, or just stretch out and bring your hands on the outsides of the legs. If you can reach the big toes, that's fine. Relax your shoulders wherever you are. Take a couple of breaths. And then start to bring the legs together, onto the side and come up. And we're just going to lie on the mat and have a little twist in a minute. So, first of all, lying down, if you're putting towards the heels, lie down. Bend your knees into your chest. Okay, have your hands around your shins, interlock the fingers. Move the shoulders down, the chin down. Breathe in, breathing out, bring the knees in towards you and up a little bit. Keep the chin down, elbows away from you, shoulder blades down. And then placing the feet on the mat, legs apart, and a little way away from you. Arms out to the sides. Breathe in, breathing out, bring the knees over to the right, but keep the rest of the body where it was. If you want to stretch a little bit more, you can bring this left leg across. So that hip comes up. Try and keep the shoulders down as much as you can there. And come up. Make sure you're centered again. Breathe in, breathing out. Let the knees go over as much as you can. Keep the right shoulder down, body released.
10 minutes.
Then, if you want to, you can bring this leg right across and away. That's the other one. Keeping that right shoulder down. And then carefully coming up, bring the knees in and come up. Another one where we cross the left over the right and go down that way. But do avoid the knee though, and just let the knees come down a bit. Again, keeping that shoulder down, but bringing the arm back now. You can turn your head slightly to the left as long as you keep the chin down. The shoulder will come up a little bit. And breathe in and come up. Centre. Cross the right over left. Go over. And there. Shoulder down at the moment. Then bring that right arm back. The shoulder will come up slightly. Try and keep the shoulder blades down. You might want to turn your head slightly to the right. The hip will come up now. And then carefully come out of that. Just placing your feet on the mat. And you can get ready now for Shavasana. So, as long as you are ready and put anything on, you can just stay there. And it's quite nice to start with we should always really start with the feet on the mat so you can gently bring one down and let it go. Bring the other one down and let it go. And then have a little wiggle with the bottom moving away from you, and then let the legs and arms go from there. And then closing your eyes. And letting everything go. have your breath out will slow down a lot and become hardly noticeable. And then relaxing your feet, ankles, calves, knees and thighs. Softening your hips and pelvis. Tummy, ribs and chest, shoulders, arms, hands, fingers. Release your jaw, your tongue, your throat. Throat soft, open. Mouth relaxed. Release your cheeks down away from your eyes. Release your eyes down into their sockets, becoming softer and softer. Softening the corners of your eyes, the bridge of your nose, and around your forehead, your hairline, your ears. Releasing the brain to the back of your head, just letting go of any thoughts that come up, just let them drift away, coming back to them later. Becoming quiet in the body. Still in the body, the same thing will happen in your mind. Now gently back into your body, moving your hands and feet a little bit, and then rolling over to the side into a fetus position, and then carefully pushing yourself up, coming to sit with your legs crossed or in a comfortable position, lifting your spine. Story for you today called The Eye of the Beholder. This one morning while driving through a rural area, I approached a curve where a peahen was leading a queue of babies across the road. I stopped and enjoyed the beauty of the striking deep blue-green colour of the chicks reflected in the morning light. I took a deep breath and was glad for the opportunity to start my day with this magnificent display. On the other side of the birds, another car was stopped in the opposite direction. The driver of that car was not so pleased with the display. Obviously in a hurry, she was making scowling expressions as she waited for the animals to cross. As soon as the birds reached the other side of the road, the woman floored the gas pedal and screeched off. Both of us came upon the same scene and interpreted it in entirely different ways. I viewed it as a gift, and she saw it as a nuisance. Behold the power we invoke when we filter our experience through perceptual screens. No occurrence has any absolute reality. Everyone who observes it will call it something different. We see the world not as it is, but as we are. No event is intrinsically good or bad. It is the eyes through which we see that make it one or the other. Experiment with finding the good in every experience. Even if an event seems to be a threat or a problem, adopt a vision through which it can empower you. When you behold life through the eyes of love, you will find the beauty everywhere. So your mantra for this week is, help me see the good in all people and experiences. Namaste.